Welcome to the deep dive, where we take dense source material and really break it down into essential knowledge.
Great to be diving in.
Today, well, we've got something a bit different. It's one of the most, let's say, intriguing sources we've tackled. It's not some long academic paper or complicated data set. No, today we're doing a deep analysis of just a few very condensed lines.
A really potent line.
Exactly. It's the narrative of the Lantern Widow's song, and our source is a video transcript from the Fright Folklorist over on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's striking.
Right. So our mission here is pretty intense, actually. We need to take this handful of descriptive phrases.
Just a few of them.
And pull out absolutely everything we can, the insight, the atmosphere, the narrative structure. We're basically diving into how language, this sparse, this poetic, can create such immediate, deep dread.
It really is a masterclass in economy, isn't it?
Totally. We need to unpack every single word.
And it is elegant.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating, I think, is how it works as this complete narrative framework.
Yeah.
You know, tragic, terrifying, all packed into these powerful images.
Compressed horror.
Yeah, exactly. Every phrase feels like it's designed to carry just immense emotional weight and mythological suggestion, too.
Yeah.
It's perfect for us to analyze how horror works, like at its most elemental level.
Okay, let's do it. Let's unpack this, starting with the foundation. The setting.
Gloamwood.
Gloamwood. Great name. And it has this one fundamental characteristic right from the start that dictates everything else.
It absolutely, yeah. The line is, in the heart of Gloamwood, the fog never lifts.
Never lifts. That tells you immediately the rules here are different. This isn't just bad weather passing through.
No, it's a permanent state.
Yeah.
A geographical feature almost.
So how should we analyze that? Gloamwood as a place.
Well, yes, but it's more than just a physical space. It's a perpetual state of, obscured vision. Uncertainty. When the fog never lifts, the landscape gets this quality. Sometimes in horror, we call it temporal dislocation.
Temporal dislocation. Okay, explain that a bit more.
It means the curse or the dread isn't just something that happened in the past. It's ongoing.
Ah, okay.
Because you lose your bearings completely. Horizon, direction, even the sun. You lose the sense that time is passing normally. So Gloamwood kind of exists in this eternal twilight.
Like it's stuck.
Exactly. Stuck. The atmosphere immediately sets that tone. Timelessness, whatever awful thing happened here, it's not just frozen in time. It feels like it's constantly happening.
Which means any danger is inescapable, right? Because you can't get out of the conditions that create it.
Precisely. You're trapped in the atmosphere.
But why fog? Why is that scarier than, say, a big wall or a locked gate? Those seem more definitive.
That's a great question. I think it's because fog is deceptive.
Deceptive how?
Well, a wall just stops you. It says, do not pass.
Right.
Clear boundary. Fog, though, it lets you move. It seems like you can go anywhere. But it simultaneously robs you of knowing where you are or what's right next to you.
Ah, so it isolates you while you're still moving.
Exactly. It isolates the victim immediately by atmosphere. It makes that final outcome, the erasure we'll get to, feel much more believable because you're already lost and alone in this blank space.
Okay, so the setting is this eternal twilight, this trap of fog and tragedy. The central figure, then, she must reflect that, right? Relentless grief.
The Lantern Widow, yeah.
Let's shift to her. What defined her, her activity, her state of being?
We get two really critical descriptors for her. First, she's a widow who does not sleep.
Okay, loss and restlessness, instantly.
And second, she carries a lantern that sways between the trees.
So she's defined by profound loss, yeah, but also this terrifying, almost mandated restlessness, like an engine of sorrow that just can't ever shut down.
She's grief personified, but maybe also grief
Weaponized?
weaponized. How so? Well, being a widow clearly sets up the tragedy. That's the why. But does not sleep. That immediately tells you it's endless. A burden, a curse. She's locked into this perpetual seeking.
She's not just passively haunting.
No, not like a traditional ghost, just lingering. She seems like an active manifestation of this unresolved sorrow, constantly repeating her loss, driven by a need that, can never be met.
But if she's just pure grief, why the active luring? Couldn't she just exist in the fog, being sad? Does the luring part suggest something more predatory?
That's where it gets really interesting, I think. The source suggests her action is more like a mechanism of the curse itself.
Okay. Not necessarily conscious hunting.
Maybe not. Perhaps she needs witnesses. Or maybe even companionship in her grief, but the result is always, destructive for them. She provides the lure, the lantern, to draw others into her permanent state.
And that lantern, we need to talk about that.
Definitely. In that fog, any light would be attractive, wouldn't it?
You'd go towards it, absolutely. But it's not a lighthouse, is it? It's not salvation.
Not at all. It's the one focal point in total obscurity, sure.
But the description says it sways. What does the swaying imply?
The swaying is key, I think. It immediately undercuts any idea of steady guidance or safety.
Right. A fixed light means safety. A swaying light
Means instability, uncertainty, maybe even distress. It makes you think of, like, a will-o'-the-wisp in folklore, doesn't it?
Exactly. That deceptive marsh light luring travelers off the path.
Precisely. So the Lantern Widow's light isn't a promise of warmth or home. It's more like a promise of shared disorientation. It draws anyone who's already lost even deeper into Gloamwood's heart, right towards her endless sleepless vigil.
Okay, so we have the setting, the figure, the lure. Now let's get to the core mechanism of the curse, the part that feels the most poetic, maybe. Her song.
The delivery method for the danger.
What are those specific contrasting characteristics we get about this sound, drifting through the branches?
It's defined by this really stunning contradiction, isn't it? The song is soft as breath, heavy as grief.
Wow. Yeah, we have to spend some time on that duality, soft as breath.
That sounds
Almost incidental, like you might mistake it for just wind or leaves rustling.
Exactly. And that's where the seduction lies, I think, in its subtlety. It's not some loud, overwhelming siren call.
No.
It feels intimate, like a sound that seeks you out, maybe comforts you if you're vulnerable, lost in the fog. It blends right into that silent, muffled world of Gloamwood.
So you follow it because it feels like the only gentle thing in this otherwise harsh, uncertain place.
You might, yeah. But then you hit the second half. Heavy as grief.
How can something soft carry weight like that? This isn't physics, obviously. It's psychology. Right?
Oh, absolutely psychological. The heaviness isn't about volume like decibels. It's emotional density, emotional weight.
Okay.
The moment you actually perceive it as a song, not just breath or wind, maybe that's when you feel the full, crushing sorrow contained within it. The song acts like a vector for her eternal curse.
So if you're already lost, maybe already feeling some sorrow or despair yourself out there in the fog.
Then the sheer weight of her grief becomes this final, irresistible gravity. It pulls you under. It's like an invitation to just surrender to ultimate despair.
It's the ultimate lure for the brokenhearted then. Shared sorrow that promises some kind of final, crushing relief. And the consequence for following, well, it's laid out in really stark terms.
It's terrifyingly final.
Yeah.
The source is unforgiving. Some follow, none return.
None return. Zero ambiguity there.
Nope. This isn't one of those tales where, someone eventually figures out the trick or breaks the curse through cleverness. The outcome is total. It's like a law of nature in Gloamwood.
The mechanism is flawless. The result is permanent loss.
Utterly permanent.
And that permanence, that leads us right to the narrative's concluding image, which is so poetic, but also speaks to something beyond just death, right? It's about memory, or the lack of it. Total loss.
Yeah.
We know they don't return. But the text tells us something about what happens after they vanish. What's the final fate of their memory in this world?
And the final detail is just heartbreaking in its brevity, isn't it? Only Dew remembers their steps.
Only Dew remembers their steps.
This image, I think it raises the most potent question about existence or meaning within Gloamwood. The tragedy isn't just dying, it's compounded because their existence is basically erased on the spot.
Instantly forgotten.
Yeah. The only record of their final journey, those last steps into the fog towards the song. It's the most transient, ephemeral thing in nature. Dew.
Gone by mid-morning.
Gone with the slightest hint of sun, or even a breeze. In less hours, maybe.
So it's the complete opposite of a memorial, a gravestone. They don't even earn a memory that outlasts the sunrise.
Exactly. It emphasizes complete narrative erasure, and that connects perfectly back to the perpetual fog, the timelessness of Gloamwood.
Ah, right.
If the environment itself is timeless, outside of normal cause and effect, then individual human moments, individual lives within it. They become utterly insignificant, fleeting.
It's a powerful narrative tool because it tells you the horror isn't just dying. The horror is being forgotten the very moment you're consumed. Total oblivion.
Deeply unsettling.
And we should loop this back to the source context, too. The person who transcribed this, the Fright Folklorist, gave us one last clue about the scope of this place.
Ah, yes, that tag at the end. Good point.
What was it again?
It follows the narrative. Another tale from Gloamwood by the frightful folklorist. Another tale.
Another tale. Okay, that's huge. That tells us the Lantern Widow isn't unique. She's not a one-off monster.
Right. It implies Gloamwood is, Well, almost like a machine. Or a factory, maybe, for these kinds of tragedies and curses.
A factory for sorrow? Wow.
It suggests a whole geography where these localized, inescapable vanishing acts are just the norm, not the exception. The whole area might be saturated with these powerful, relentless stories.
So, okay, let's try and synthesize this. Gloamwood. Eternal twilight, perpetual fog acting like a visual curse, enabling this temporal dislocation.
Yep. Trapped in time.
The Lantern Widow. Relentless consuming sorrow made manifest, luring victims with that deceptive swaying light, and the seductive song built on shared grief.
Grief is gravity.
And the terrifying end isn't just death, it's complete erasure, symbolized by the dew's fleeting memory.
Perfectly put. And if we connect that to the bigger picture of storytelling,
Yeah.
this tiny piece of writing, it beautifully defines its own little micro-genre, doesn't it?
Like what? What would you call it?
Maybe the horror of unresolved sorrow.
Yeah.
Or perhaps existential folk horror. The dread isn't about jump scares. It's delivered through the seductive, inescapable logic of despair.
Yeah.
It gives us a perfect self-contained mythology with such minimal language. It really teaches us that sometimes the most terrifying thing in a story is just the absolute lack of a return, the finality.
It really is potent stuff. We took just a few lines of text and uncovered this whole functioning mythological framework. Incredible.
That's why these fragments can be so powerful.
So here's the final thought then. Considering this is just one piece, the Lantern Widow's song, and the source explicitly calls it another tale from Gloamwood. Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
What else is out there?
Exactly. What other eternal curses or what other unique vanishing entities do you imagine might be trapped in that landscape, out there where the fog never ever lifts? Something to think about next time you find yourself lost in a quiet, misty place.